Hey everybody, welcome back to the Raw Read. I am so glad you decided to stop by and see what I'm reading on. But before we get started, y'all know how we do it over here. Yes, we are not gatekeeping. We know we are the best on these internet streets and we want you to be a part of it. Listen, if you've been hanging out with us, being in the comments, having a good time, chopping it up with all the regulars, and you still hadn't subscribed, come on now. This is how you do it. Go down in those settings, look around, find that subscribe button, and go ahead on and subscribe. And while you're in there, hit the notification bell so you know when I upload or when I just want to pop in. And give me a thumbs up to fight my nemesis, the bees, that algorithm. Boy, I'm telling you, but I want to give some good news. I am making a comeback. I am. So thank y'all so much for the thumbs up. Y'all are everything. And also, I want to thank the readers who decide to support the channel by watching the commercials. Y'all always do such a bang up job, and I appreciate it so very much. And also, over in the corner, that's our join button. That's for channel memberships. And if you choose to become a channel member and a part of the reading club, you will be supporting this channel to grow, to improve, and to continue. And I'll be so grateful. So thankful, so over the moon appreciative to have that support. And if you just want to do a one-time donation, look around down there, find that super thanks button. And if you decide to donate, all donations to the channel is always greatly appreciated. All right, y'all, we have some shout outs and we have a new channel member. We do, y'all. I am so happy. I am so thrilled. But we're going to get to the shout outs first. And first up is my girl, Sabri Brew. Yes, Sabri decided to come on through. She has been with me for a while and she is such a huge support. She is a member of the reading club. She is, and she is always supporting. She's quiet, but I tell you what, when she decides to drop a comment, you best take heed because it is going to be thought provoking. It is. I love Shabri, and I am so thankful that she is a part of this community. So thank you, Shabri. Thank you for the super thanks, but most of all, thank you for coming through and thank you for being here. Also, my girl, Tiger Mommy. Yes, Tiger Mommy came on through. And y'all know how I feel about Tiger Mommy. She is everything and she knows she is everything. Yes, I just love Tiger Mommy because she is so faithful. She is always down with the read. She has been with me just about since the beginning. And let me tell you, her support is never wavering. She is just like that. She is down with the read. And I am so thankful to have her. So thank you, Tiger Mommy. Thank you for the super thanks, but most of all, girl, thank you for being here. And you know, Yulette, yes, faithful Yulette. Yes, she came on through. Yulette is so special. She is just everything. She is just a huge part of this community. She is always in the comments. She's always supporting. She always just comes through. She is the quintessential reader. She is, and I am so grateful and so thankful to have her. So thank you, Yulette. Thank you for coming through again, girl. Thank you for being here. And just thank you. And we have a new channel member. We do. And her name is Charlene Bates. Charlene, thank you for coming through. Thank you for deciding to become a part of the reading club. Thank you for just saying that you see something in my channel and you want to support it. It just means everything. When I saw your name over there and you had just became a new channel member, I was over the moon. I was so thrilled, so happy. And welcome to the reading club. And if you go over to the community page, your official welcome will be posted over there. And listen, I want everybody. I mean, everybody, when you get a chance, please go over to the community page and welcome Charlene to the reading club, because I am thrilled, I am over the moon, and I am beyond happy to have her as a part. So thank you, Charlene. Thank you for deciding to support the read and becoming a part of the reading club. All right, y'all, I'm going to play this and we'll talk on the other side. I want to give another quick shout out to Sabri Brew, to Tiger Mommy, and Yulet. Y'all are everything, and I appreciate you so very much. Y'all are the reason why I show up every day. Y'all just absolutely are the best, and I appreciate you so very much. And I also want to give another shout out to our new channel member. Yes, Charlene. Charlene, thank you. Thank you for seeing something in my channel. Thank you for being such a huge support. I appreciate it so very much. And listen, I want everybody, when you get a chance, to go over to the community page and show Charlene some love and welcome her, because she is everything. And I am so happy that she chose to support the read. All right, y'all. Y'all know what time it is, and y'all know what I do when I am putting the read together. I hit these internet streets, and let me tell you, it's things to talk about. Now, it is not a whole lot of hot stuff to talk about, but we always have something to talk about. And first, we're going to talk about Meghan giving us a sneak peek of tomorrow's drop. Yes, don't forget now, the chocolate drops tomorrow. And I'm telling you, the squatties are so excited. I mean, they are online talking about what their strategy is going to be and how many sharp elbows are going to be thrown. Some has already went in and filled their cart up with the stuff that they were going to get along with the chocolate, and all they got to do is add the chocolate. Yes, I'm telling you, squatties are sit on ready. They are. And all I can say is me too to that. We're going to talk about that and just show this beautiful, beautiful set of chocolate. Meghan made it so pretty. I am a Libra, and we love beauty. My name is Linda. My name in Spanish means beautiful. So you know I love things to look really pretty. And this packaging, it is absolutely gorgeous. It is. It is so elegant. I saw one squatty saying that it looks like very expensive wall coverings. Yes, it is gorgeous. I'm telling you, everybody's excited. They are. I cannot wait. And we're also going to talk about Willy. It seems Willy has gotten his cup full of salty tears, and he has taken them over there to Tom Thumbhead Sykes, because he has been crying because Charles did not have him at his film premiere. Yes, him and Kitty definitely was not invited. So now he wants to try to pretend like he didn't want to go. And he's over there to Tom Sykes crying and talking about how much he hates Harry and how Charles is just making a mistake reaching out to Harry. And y'all remember, we're going to talk about this later, but in my last podcast, I am the one who said and broke the news that Harry was in this documentary. Well, here is Tom Thumbhead Sykes saying, yes, that is true. But also, instead of we were saying that Willie didn't care, oh yeah, he cares. He cares. How petty. How miserable you must be. And so we're going to talk about that. And we have some other things we're going to talk about. Look like some of the JE files came out today. And there's some nasty stuff in there. We're going to talk about it a little bit. I'm telling you, I can't talk about it much because it makes my stomach turn. So, but we will talk a little bit about it. We will. And we have a few other things. Look like Willie and Kitty's CEO, their new CEO, has made a name change. And it's very, very interesting why squatties think this happened. And I think that is pretty much probably the reason. So we're going to talk about that. We got a lot to talk about. But like I said, no huge stories, but some interesting ones. So let's get started. I'm going to put this up. And here it is. Yes, here is the chocolate. Now tell me this packaging isn't exquisite. I love it, y'all. I am in love with it. Like I said, I love beautiful things. And this right here is a beautiful thing. Tell me it is not, because it is. It really is. Meghan outdid herself this time. I love the flowers. I just love everything about it. And this squatty posted about it and said, I'm so excited. Tomorrow, 1:31 at 7 a.m. Yes, Pacific Standard Time. Yes. This is the tea. This is the tea. I cannot wait. Tomorrow is the day. My elbows, I've been practicing. I got to get in there and throw some. I'm hoping to land some of my own, y'all. I'm so excited. I know it's not going to last. I know it's not going to last. And this squatty posted about it, which is a repost. And the original post says, Valentine's Day just got sweeter. Where is the lie in that? It is no lies being told. And it says the new chocolate bars with strawberry spread, champenoise, brut, and dark chocolate, and a Valentine chocolate collection from Duchess Meghan's as ever, coming tomorrow. Yes. And y'all, I wonder how that champenoise, how it tastes, because it's supposed to be a taste of champagne. I wonder how that chocolate will taste. I am so curious. And I'm going to tell y'all, I was so curious. I went and looked the word up to make sure I was interpreting it right. I know Meghan had some champagnes type wine, which is actually champagne. So I found out that champenoise or champagnes is French for champagne. So it is supposed to taste like champagne, the brut kind. And it's my understanding that brut is one that's a little stout. Yes, when it comes to champagne. So I just wonder how that chocolate tastes. I'm not a chocolate connoisseur, but I would love to get my hands on that and taste test. So we'll see how it all shakes out tomorrow, because like I said, I am going to be in there throwing my elbows. I hope I come out as a winner. I do. But if I don't, I'm going to be happy for everyone else. I am. But it's dropping tomorrow. And if you're watching and it's already Saturday, it is dropping today, 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And listen, if it's after that time, sorry, too late. That's my prediction. It's not going to last. Better luck next time. So don't get left out. Make sure you have your alarm clock set. I know mine is. And the squatty that reposted this said, "Oh gosh, I love this. The box with the different chocolates inside. The packaging looks like expensive wallpaper." Yes, this squatty said exactly what I said. It looks like expensive wallpaper. And this squatty said, "Looks like a new chocolate flavor has been added. Strawberry jam, champenoise, brut, and dark chocolate." Yes, there it is. There it is. Beautiful. And I must say, I am a little excited about the strawberry as well. Y'all know I love strawberry. I just ordered the 3 trio of the strawberry jam. Hadn't received it yet, but I'm very, very excited about it. And so now we get some strawberry chocolate. So yes, I'm excited about that because strawberry is my favorite. It is. And I'm going to put this up because squatties are so funny. They are absolutely sitting already. This squatty says, "It's 5:15 Pacific Standard Time, and I keep hitting my as ever refresh page like a stalker, hoping that the dark chocolate is coming back. I should change my name to Piers Morgan because I am obsessed. I need my movie candy." Yes, this squatty says she is already sitting on ready. Yes, and she keeps refreshing and refreshing like it's gonna pop up. Yes, and she's comparing herself to Piers Morgan. Now we all know he is obsessed. He really is. But I think hers is more of the healthy kind and his is more of the sick kind because we all know he is sick. And this other squatty came up under her and said this: "It's coming back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And there's a new dark chocolate flavor in addition to the original. New flavors is strawberry spread, champenoise, brut, and dark chocolate." Yes, so she broke the news that it will be back tomorrow. All I can say is this squatty best be on ready because it's no mercy when it comes to Meghan's product drops. No, we show no mercy. It is every man for himself and God for us all. So she just best be coming in with some sharp elbows or she may not even get any chocolate for the movies. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Be prepared for the battle. And this squatty right here had me cackling. I mean, had me cackling with this one. Look at this. It says, Meghan says, "For the trillionth time, when are you getting international shipping?" And look down here, it says, "It's been 84 years. It's been 84 years. Can we get international shipping?" I thought I would die. I'm telling you, I'm dead. I cackled over this because I'm sure it does seem like that. Because the American squatties, we be having all the fun. I want the international squatties to be able to get in on it. I do. Come on, Meghan. It's been 84 years. And we're going to switch gears now and we're going to talk about Willy. Yes, Billy Idol. We're going to talk about him because it seems that he has gotten his cup full of salty tears and carried them over there to Tom Thumbhead Sykes. And Tom is talking about how Willy shunned Charles's big day. And we all know it's the other way around. We all know that Charles did not want Willy there, but it looks like Willy wanted to be there and is in his feels about it. Yes, this is the article that Tom Thumbhead Sykes wrote, and the title is "William Shuns Charles' Big Day." Why wasn't Prince William at his father's film premiere tonight? Yeah, so we see that Willie got his cup full and he brought his salty tears over there to Tom Thumb Head Sykes. Let's get into it a little bit. And it says this: the explanation, I guarantee you, will be about not overshadowing the king. Well, the explanation might be exactly right because we all know that Charles is a very, very vain human being, very self-focused, very self-aggrandizing. So if he says it's about not overshadowing him, I believe him because this is Charles. This has always been Charles. That is the reason why he had a problem with Diana and he has the horse, because he never, ever has to worry about the horse overshadowing him in any form or fashion. And so Tom goes on and says, true, the whales do command a lot of attention simply by turning up, which is a lie. They turn up all the time and nobody cares. They went to the state visit for the one that shall not be named and nobody cared. Look at the Christmas flop. They just went to that and that was all them. And the burial poles were brutal. So I don't know what this man is talking about, but I do know he needs to put that crack pipe down because he has to be smoking crack to believe that Willie and Kitty is a big draw. I'm just saying. But I digress. And he goes on to say, but in this case, the messaging would have been amazing. The heir at the king's side, a statement of support, a visible endorsement of a cause Charles has made his life's work, and William is continuing with Earthlock. William wanted to be there. That statement right there tells you that William wanted to be there. Charles didn't want him there. William wanted to be there because he sees Charles getting closer and closer to Harry. And that little snippet of Harry in this documentary has him in his feels. I have never ever witnessed a brother to hate another brother like Willie hates Harry. I have never been witness to see a brother be so intensely jealous and obsessed with another brother like Willie is with Harry. It is strange, it is creepy, and it is dangerous. I keep saying that as well. Willie is very, very dangerous. Anybody who takes everything his brother does, his success, as a slight to him, and then in return, he goes and copies everything his brother does, that right there, that's some Cain and Abel, S-H-I-T. I knew Willie was on some sick bullshit when Harry went to Ukraine. And he went there and he cried because he saw this memorial. Well, we saw Willie and his team dig up a woman that he had met 8 years prior, heard her story, went back with cameras so he could sit at the table and muster up some tears of his own, replicating what Harry had did in Ukraine. Now you tell me that that is not on some sick shit. I'm just saying, Cain and Abel. And he goes on and says the palace could have had a neat narrative of continuity. The king as the spiritual architect and the Prince of Wales as the heir. The institution united around a defining cause. Instead, the audience is left to wonder why the heir didn't want to be in the room as his father tried to frame the meaning of his reign. Y'all, I'm telling you. It says, palace insiders have told me that the deepest fault between Charles and William is not the environment or strategy or staff. It says Charles has always had an instinctive softness towards his darling boy. William's approach is distinctively colder. The tension between those two extincts has over the years become a source of genuine resentment. Now, this is what he's saying. He's saying because he wants to treat Harry like trash, and Charles can see the bigger picture and see where being performative towards Harry can benefit him. And it softens people's attitude and how they view him if he seems as if he is making an effort. He's making amends with Harry, but William can't see that. William hates Harry, and he feels everything that Harry does lessens him. He doesn't blame himself for anything. He really feels that Harry goes out and be a success and thrive just to make him look bad. Yes, it is people who are like that. They do not have the ability to look inward for answers. They always look outward. Yes, it's called internal locus of control and external locus of control. People who have internal locus of control, they actually look inward for answers. What can I do? How am I affecting this situation? Am I being a catalyst or a problem in this particular situation? That is internal locus of control. External locus of control is people who find other people to blame. This is why my life is going the way it is. It's because of you. This is why I am stumbling in life. It's because of you. Your success is making me look bad. So this is what's going on with William. And he hates his brother. He hates his brother because he's more popular, he's more relaxed, he's more eloquent, he is more liked by other people, he has an ease about him, and he has all these accolades. Seem like everything he touches turned to gold. He even went out and found this wife who is a banger, and he cannot handle that as well. He feels that Harry should have gotten someone less than Kate, and not understanding that finding someone less than Kate, that's a hard thing to do because Kate is pretty doggone less. I'm just saying. She is about as mediocre as she can be. To find someone even more mediocre than Kate, whew, now that's a task. But I digress. That is my take on it. And because they have these two, and because Charles and Willie has these two different instincts, Tom Thumbhead Sykes is saying that the resentment has pretty much turned into hatred. Willie hates his father, and his father do not like him very much as well. How miserable are these two? And I just love it for them. I do. And then he goes on and talks about Harry meeting with Charles last autumn and how that just stuck in William's craw, and talked about how it first was, saying that it was a tea, and then they briefed it down to it being just a formal tea, as if Charles just invited Harry over to have a formal tea. Well, we know that that's not true because we have saw how the chess pieces have been moving on the board ever since that meeting, and things are changing, and you can absolutely see it. But if he wants to convince himself that it was a formal tea, then go ahead, but you're not paying attention if you think so. And then he goes on and says, I suspect a deciding factor for William deciding that he could not sit through a celebration of his father's life mission is because Harry was a part of it. That little snippet, he is in his feels about it. It says Harry appears briefly as a child in an archital footage on screen. Yes, he is in his feels, just a flash of Harry. He cannot handle it. William is crazy. He is. He is off his rocker. And people like Tom Thumbhead Sykes and all those people that are part of his staff that encourages this nonsense, who indulge him in this nonsense, are going to have to live with this man baby. Because at the end of the day, this man is dangerous, and Harry and Meghan should stay as far away from him as possible. I would not want to have anything to do with him if he cannot sit through a film just because his brother is in a little snippet of it. You tell me this man is not crazy. And talking about he feels that if his father indulges his brother, that it's going to lead to more attacks by Harry. Harry is not attacking him. Harry is just saying what they did to him. And Harry hadn't spoken on that in years. He didn't talk about them. He definitely do not talk about Willy. I don't know what he is so afraid of. He's just mad. It says the heir is convinced that the king's indulgence invite further attack and is unfairly setting him up for disaster. Like Harry is going to do that. Harry said, what, 2 years ago? That him and his wife was going to move on. I think it maybe was even 3 years ago. Harry said that him and his wife was going to move on. If y'all know how many years, put it in the comments. But I know it has been some years. And that's exactly what him and his wife has done. But yet and still, William is still acting as if he is the wounded one. He is the victim somehow. He's not the one who has inflicted all the pain. Him and that mannequin wife of his. Y'all, this man is sick. And for them not to get him any help is a failure of that institution and very shameful. This man needs a therapist. Because if you just listen to what Tom Thumbhead Sykes is describing in this article, this man needs to be on a 72-hour hold. He really does. I'm just saying. And this squatty reposted that same article and said this: Charles refusing to die, abdicate, or be controlled has clearly enraged toddler Willy. So much he couldn't bear to attend his father's film premiere. Poor me, Willy Wanker. I hope Pa lives to be 110. Where is the lie? I hope Charles lives to be 110 and they have to pry that crown out of his dead cold hands. Yes, I do. And I agree with this squatty when they say, and I agree with this squatty when she says that he is enraged because he can't control Charles. He wants to control him because he wants everyone to freeze Harry out because he's so mad with Harry. He is mad with Harry because he was unable to make Harry fail. Taking everything away from Harry, Harry has still managed to just thrive. Not only survive, but thrive and become this global advocate on the world stage, something that he cannot be. Even with all of his inherited titles, even being the heir to the throne of the United Kingdom, Harry has managed to be bigger than him, and he cannot handle it. He feels, how dare Harry? I have always had my foot on his neck. How dare he get up and then in return become bigger than me? So I want my dad to help me to continue to try to crush him. If he only shows that he is not a part of this family, then somehow that'll make him look damaged and rejected. But in actuality, nobody cares. Nobody cares about their family. Nobody cares if they rejected Harry or not. Nobody cares. Everybody cares how Harry makes them feel. He can't understand that. It is not about who Harry is, it's how Harry makes other people feel when they're around him. And that is the reason why they love him. And so he does not have that quality and he big mad. Yeah, so I agree with this squatty. He wants to control Charles. And Charles is not having any of it because Charles is not stupid or dumb like Willy. He knows Harry is an asset. Willy is so dumb he can't figure that out. One thing you can say about Charles, he is not stupid. William, dumb as a rock. Charles is very, very cunning and smart. He knows that Harry is a asset. Willy, dumb as a rock. He looks at the only person who loves him, his brother Harry, no matter what and for who he is, as his enemy. You tell me, that is not someone who is dumb as a rock. And this other squatty came up under this squatty and said Willie is apparently also sulking because Charles dared to include a brief archival footage of Harry as a child. Can you believe he's in his feels about that? I'm just saying. All right, I'm gonna put this up, and Femanagra posted this. It says, husband seeks divorce after wife's obsession with Meghan Sussex turns into racism and conspiracies. Yes, it is this post going around. It's been up and down my timeline. And it started out as a subreddit on Reddit. And this man is going to the internet for help because his wife has lost her mind because she is hating on Meghan Sussex. She is a deranger. And I mean deranged in every sense of the word. And so Feminagra wrote about this. And we're going to talk about it just a little bit. But we all know derangers are called deranged for a reason. And this man is absolutely saying that this derangement of his wife when it comes to Meghan Sussex is breaking them up. She's neglecting the child. She is absolutely just gone down this rabbit hole of conspiracy, racism, and somehow feeling hurt because she was not the one that Harry chose, but we all know that's the common thread that runs through all of these ugly old hags. They are mad that Harry chose Meghan and not one of them, at least one that looks like them. And we all know that. Now, we can't ignore that as a fact because, like I said, that's the common thread that runs through all of them. And let's not forget, they're all ugly. That's another common thread. But I digress. I'm going to read a little of the article. It starts out as saying, a man is asking strangers online whether his marriage can survive after he says his wife became consumed by conspiracy theories and online hate communities, starting with the intense fixation on Meghan Sussex. In a post shared to the Relationship Advice subreddit, the original poster, a 36-year-old father, wrote that he had been married to his wife for 6 years and that the couple shared a 4-year-old daughter. While he said he does not want a divorce, he admits he feels as if he has run out of options. It says, when we first met, my wife was kind, brilliant, and outgoing person. The original poster wrote, over the past few years, she's changed in ways that really scare me. According to the original poster, his wife now spends hours each day strolling through and arguing online conspiracy spaces and hate groups. Yes, I have always said it. If you dislike Meghan, you look at how she conducts her life, what she does, and you find a reason to hate her, it's something wrong with you. It's something deeply, deeply wrong with you. And if you have been on these internet streets and encountered these derangers, these ugly old hags, these smelly skanks, these trolls, these toadies, and even those flying monkeys over there, you know it's something wrong with them. It is, I mean, they're not right in the head. And this man is saying that his wife was a normal woman until she got fixated on Meghan. I mean, It is people out here buying Meghan's candles and pulling out the wick. They are losing it. They cannot help themselves. Like Harrison on stage in New York, he said he feels sorry for them because they build it up and build it up and build it up, and it never happens. And that right there is what has driven these women, these ugly old hags, to the brink of destruction. It has. And now this particular 36-year-old person, he is about to lose his wife because she has gone down a rabbit hole and he can't get her out. I kid you not. Says she's 34. Yeah, she's 34 years old and she's mad because a woman she never met married someone she never will meet. And so she mad about that. And somehow she figured it should have been her. I mean, crazy. And then it goes on and says the post drew thousands of reactions from Reddit users, many of whom said that the story felt disturbingly familiar. Several commenters urged the original poster to prioritize his child's well-being and seek legal advice, while others described losing a loved one to similar online radicalization. Yes, they're being radicalized by little tooth, big tooth. And you know, the him who is a he, that's a she, that's a D, and Jen, the one that talks like that, and the other one who has all the dirty hair and you can't understand anything she's saying. She calls herself a nerd. All of these people are radicalizing all of these crazy women online and got them believing that somehow Harry could have chose them if he hadn't have chose Meghan. Yeah, I cannot help but to cackle. But you know what? When I am on these internet streets and I encounter these people, I really understand why we have the president that we have. I used to could not figure it out. I said, how does rational people look at this man who shall not be named and really think that this is a man who is qualified to be president? But then you understand the people. And when you get to interact with these crazy people, you say to yourself, I understand. I understand why the one that shall not be named is the president of the United States. Because these people are crazy. They are. And they're racist. Yes, they rather destroy the country instead of voting for a black woman. I'm just saying that's what's going on here. It says a number of the users said that they guessed the celebrity involved before the original poster even named Meghan, pointing to a pattern they claimed that they had seen before. There you go. There you go. And like I said, these women are crazy. They are. They sit all day and create all of these different distorted pictures of Meghan to try to make her look ugly so they can feel better. They make up these lies to damage her character to make them feel better. They want to make her dumb. They want to make her ugly. They want to make her less than because they feel so less than themselves. So yeah, this is absolutely something that people are familiar with if you've been on these internet streets, because these crazy loons are running around all over the place. They are. That is the reason why sometimes I have to take a break. I have to pull back a little bit, because when you're dealing with these psychos, it really can get to you sometimes. And then it says, as soon as you mention the obsession with the celebrity and the racism towards women of color, I knew, one commenter wrote. Others framed the behavior as an addiction, like encouraging the original poster to seek support communities for families affected by conspiracy movements. Many stress that therapy can help if the person is involved is willing to disengage from the online spaces, reinforcing their belief. Yes, I'm telling you, We have said it for a long time of squatties. These people need to be studied. The deranger syndrome is absolutely real, and this is proof of it. It is. But like I said, I just wanted to do a little bit here, but yeah. So when we see these people pulling the wicks out of candles and pretending like, that Meghan had a surrogate and and she had a moon bump and all this nonsense. Just know that these people are crazy. They are crazy and they absolutely need help. And they're having a hard time maintaining relationships in the real world because they're crazy. I'm just saying. And this particular squatty posted an update on it, and they said this. There was an update. She turned violent and was arrested, and he filed for divorce. Yes, she absolutely jumped on him, I guess. I guess he was trying to explain to her that Meghan didn't know her and neither did Harry, and she needed some kind of help, and she jumped on him and he absolutely had to have her arrested. She had to be drug out of there. Hopefully, she'll get the help that she needs now. All I can say is I feel good for her because at least she has the possibility of getting some help. These other crazy old hags running around on these internet streets, they ain't gonna get no help because in order to get help, you have to know that you need it. And these people don't think that they need anything except somehow Harry and Meghan to divorce. And this squatty says this is all Megan Sussex haters. They obsess over her failing. In doing so, have made sure she will never fail. Exactly, because they keep buying them candles and pulling the wicks out of them. Paying Megan all that money for a candle and pull the wick out of it. But I digress. It says their jealousy and racism is unmatched. Meanwhile, my girl Meg is just living her best life. Exactly. Exactly. Can you imagine how miserable these people are? They must be so miserable. Us squatters, we have so much fun. The only time is when we're on these internet streets and we have to encounter these deranged people. But other than that, we're too busy trying to buy some chocolate on Saturday morning. Yes, that's what we want to be doing. And then a squatty came up under here and said, not liking someone is okay, but making up lies to destroy their character stems from jealousy and a mental disorder. Where is the lie? And that's exactly what these derangers do. And they make these pictures and distort Megan's face. It is hilarious if it wasn't so sick. Yes, they do it all the time. And none of it affects Meghan and Harry. They keep on holding as tight as they can to each other. They do. Like Harry said, they build it up, build it up, build it up, and it never it never goes anywhere. I feel sorry for him, he said. And I want to change gears again. I want to talk about Harry and Meghan's security when they were in Park City, Utah at the Sundance Film Festival. And this particular person posted about it. And the original post said this. Someone who was on the Duke and Duchess of Sussex security team at Sundance last weekend shared how wonderful they are. And as you can see, it says Bo Baca, and it says, I was on their security detail this weekend and they are wonderful humans. I couldn't believe how nice and welcoming they were. And the security was nice and not intense like some can be. Exactly. Everybody who meets Harry and Meghan always say that they're down to earth, they're nice people. And the squatty that reposted this said, everyone that meets the Duke and Duchess of Sussex says the exact thing. How nice and kind they are. Hashtag Cookie Queens. Yes, everyone who meets them say the same thing. So everybody can't be lying. But you know, when you have a deranged mind, you really can believe everybody is lying. You who have never met these two, you have the read on them more than someone who has actually encountered and has spoken to them and has had a conversation with them and say that they're nice. But you know better than they do. This is why we call them deranged. But yes, Harry and Meghan are always, always very nice and personable to everybody. And people who meet them are happy to say that. And I'm going to put this up. This popped up in Hello Magazine, and it says Prince William and Princess Kate's new CEO released statement and announced name change. And y'all know what's behind it. I'm going to put this up because this I find very, very interesting. And this squatty posted a snippet from the article, and it says that their new CEO, whose name is Sarah Rose Henwood, is changing her name from Sarah Rose to just Sarah Henwood. You know why? You know why? Because it's another Sarah Rose, and that would be Sarah Rose Hanbury. These people are so unserious. These people are so ridiculous. Yes, Rose Hanbury's name is Sarah Rose Hanbury. Willie and Kitty's new CEO, her name is Sarah Rose Henwood. So now she's gonna drop the Rose and keep Sarah Henwood. And this is what he said. Prince William and Kate Middleton's new CEO of their royal foundation is rebranding herself because she has the same name as William's mistress, Sarah Rose Hanbury. Sarah Rose will now be Sarah Henwood. Willie only wants one rose in his life. Yes, and Kitty don't want none of them. What y'all think about that one? And I'm going to put this up. We're going to talk about something uncomfortable. It is some new information has come out from the JE files. And this squatty posted about it. Well, he's not a squatty. Let me correct myself. This is a person who posted about it and just said, damn. As you can see, it says, breaking news, the one that shall not be named is accused in the latest JE files released of forcing a underage girl to perform, you know what, as you can see, yes, yes. And that is in the JE files. This is who these people elected. That is why I will never be able to forgive them. Never. If you tell me you voted for him, I don't want to have nothing to do with you because that tells me you do not have good judgment. Yes. And we all knew that this was the kind of person he was. But they decided to vote for him anyway. They rather vote for sex offender than the black woman. I'm just saying. And this came out as well. It says breaking American and British an internal email in 2020 related to the Maxwell case looks into claims that, you know, the girlfriend of JE recruited a girl in the 90s for modeling, sold her as a sex slave, tortured slave. The one that is formerly known as Prince was an accessory to her death. The DOJ was looking into the credibility of this claim. Yes, yes, they're saying that that was a possibility. I mean, these rich and powerful men was into some really disgusting things because it also came out that Bill Gates was emailing trying to get some kind of medication for his wife because he had acquired a I don't even know how to say it anymore, a disease, that goes along with sex. And he wanted medication, antibiotics, or whatever medication you needed in order to give to his wife without her knowing it. And he got it from a Russian woman that he was having sex with. Yes, Bill Gates, mild mannered looking Bill Gates, out here on these real streets just acting a fool. All of these rich men just out here wilding out. It's crazy to me. I'm telling you, it makes me throw up a little bit in the back of my throat. All right, y'all. As usual, I want to end with a positive note, and I want to put this up. This is from a interview that Paris Hilton did, and she is talking about when she was on Meghan's podcast. Y'all remember she was on Archetypes, and of course, anybody who has had any kind of connection with Meghan is going to be asked about Meghan. I don't know why, but they do it. And it says Paris Hilton talked about her experience as a guest on Meghan's Archetype podcast back in 2022. Speaking to Hello Magazine, Hilton said, I love doing the podcast with her. She is a very smart, lovely person, and I really enjoyed it. Yes, everybody who meets Meghan, everybody that meets Harry says the same thing. And I'm going to put this up, and it looks like Kristen Cantino, who is the senior editor of Marie Claire, received a gift from our Duchess. She did with a handwritten note. And of course, she was so proud of it, she posted it on her Instagram. And there it is. It said, thank you for the sweet Valentine treats. Yes, Meghan absolutely did all of that calligraphy, beautiful handwriting, beautiful gift. And who knows, this might be Meghan networking because she might be getting a cover on Marie Claire. Wouldn't that be great? Because it is a little odd that she would send a gift to Marie Claire. Why not a cover? I think maybe a cover might be coming. Let's hold tight and sit back and watch. And also, this happened. Meghan was name dropped on Nigerian television. This squatty posted about it and said, Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, being mentioned in a Nigerian movie was not on my 2026 bingo card. Yes. And this is what they said. They said, and strut about the place like Meghan Markle in Suits. Yes, they name dropped our girl. And of course, I have to remind you again, tomorrow is drop day. Well, you know what? When you listen to this, it's probably going to be already drop day. It's going to be Saturday. So listen, if you are interested in Meghan's chocolate, be up early because it is 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. It is. And we are going to be throwing some sharp elbows. So you better get in where you fit in. That's all I'm saying because the squatties are so excited. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all a little later. Bye.